Michael, Maya, hey, I'm Mike Manalo from MamasGeeky. It's such an honor to talk to you both,
Hey,
honestly.
Mike.
Nice to talk to
Yeah,
you.
this is such a wonderful movie. It's so delightful. It reminded me a lot of like a real pain in some ways, but then there's this level of mature, these themes of parenthood and maturation to it, and it just spoke to me a lot. And I really, really appreciated and loved every moment of it. So,
Oh, thank you.
thank you both.
Yeah, thank
Um,
you.
of course. Now, I'm sure you guys have probably gotten this question a million times today, but I'm dying to know, in my opinion, how much of what we're seeing on screen is influenced by your real lives as parents, honestly, and and how much of that made it into your performances, but also the writing for Michael and for you too, Maya.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, we did not set out to write a film about parenthood or becoming a parent. That was an element of the story that came much later and very much organically. It was not influenced by the fact that, you know, Mike, Maya, and I had all become parents by the time the film was made. It was always a very natural, way to raise the stakes for these characters in the story. So, if anything, it was just weirdly prophetic. But
I,
by the time we made, what were you going to say?
oh no, I was just gonna say I'm like having memories of like, after having a kid of us experiencing it and then this movie coming back to like life by being able to be financed. I feel like you guys went back to the writing board a bit and it like sort of infused emotionally throughout. Like it added layers to it, in writing that maybe like wasn't there before, and then after having a kid, like and the scene with Tally and you, like I feel like we talked about that and how how emotional it was for she has this sort of like monologue where she kind of can't stop talking, and it felt very influenced by, I think, things we went through.
Yeah, there was an insight that was gained obviously by having a
Yeah.
child that, when we hypothetically wrote this story of characters having, becoming parents, it was one thing, but then the insight that we gained was both in, subconscious and tangible in so many ways, I'm sure, but like overall it was something that I think just had a major impact on the film ultimately.
Yeah.
You could definitely feel it. It felt so real to me, and I loved seeing you guys do that, which was just wonderful on performance level too. Including Michael Cera, of course.
Yeah.
All three of you are really naturally gifted at comedy and natural writers. I love that, honestly. And I have to ask, I mean, like when you guys are all together, how much of this is you guys riffing and improving and kind of playing off of each other? Because you're so witty, all three of you, and there's got to be moments in this movie that were just like you guys playing with each other and riffing on the lines, right?
Yeah,
Maybe you too.
yeah, I mean, yes and no. Like, I think the majority of the movie is not improvised.
Yeah.
Very little is. I mean, there are definitely certain things that were like in the moment or unscripted, but for the most part, we really kind of looked at the script
Yeah.
and went by that. But there were things, I would say maybe like 5-10% of stuff
Yeah,
is
I don't feel like it was ever like, oh, let's do an improv take or a riffing take. Like it was never like that. It was more like finding different ways to explore the text or to, and if
Mm.
something wasn't working, we'd all come together with Chris, with you, and really figure out like how to fill in the holes, whatever gaps we felt, or but it was.
My favorite line that I think was unscripted
Oh yeah.
was a tally line, and it's a giveaway line. It's a spoiler alert, but it's the last line at the end where she says,
Oh
if
yeah,
you
I
ever
love
leave
that.
again." I think the original line was like, "I'll fucking kill you" or something, but
We
then
changed.
Maya changed it. If you don't ever come back, or no, if you ever leave again, don't ever come back. And for
I don't
me, it
think that
was
was
just
me. Was
like,
that me or was that Chris? I don't know.
I think it was just like a mind-blowing moment
Yeah.
to me, especially like sitting across from her because I was like, this makes it. This makes it. It made I felt it so like something so cutting and honest
Like
about that.
grow up, don't ever do this again. Or and then we're done. Like that's it. You've one
Yeah.
more. Yeah.
It was Maya, it was beautifully delivered, honestly. So wonderfully directed and beautifully delivered. As is all of this movie. Thank you so much for such a heartwarming, hilarious, and brilliant film. I can't wait for everyone to see this and experience
Uh,
this. They're
Thank
just
you.
going to love it and take as much joy out of it as I did. So thank you so much for
Thank you,
all of
man.
this.
Oh,
Thank you, Mike.
appreciate it. Thanks, Mike.